Irreverent, entertaining, cool. You're listening to LA Talk Radio.
You're listening to Jenny's Real Talk on the Block with Jennifer DeVoe, only on LA Talk Radio.
Well, okay, technical difficulties. Hold the fuck on. Welcome, all you entertainment holics out there in Radio Land. It is time yet again for another thrilling, exciting installment of... You fucking guessed it. Jenny's Real Talk on the Block, coming at you live each and every week on Wednesdays from 3 to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and that is on LA Talk Radio Channel 1, where we are sitting in our lovely studios here in Sherman Oaks, California. And we are also syndicated on iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Spreaker, SoundCloud, Sonos, Google Play, Amazon Alexa, and soon to be on Spotify. We're coming at you live here like we do every Wednesday on Jenny's Real Talk on the Block. We've had a lot of exciting stuff going on lately. We are here with our guest today, Gino Montesinos. Did I say it right?
Perfect.
Awesome.
How are you?
I'm glad I didn't butcher your name. That's always a good plus. And anyway, we've been up to no good lately, as always. And, well... Next Wednesday, all you East Coast motherfuckers, I'm coming for you. Right. You hear me? Jenny's Real Talk on the Block will be on East Coast next week. I will be in Maine and Boston and a bunch of other fucking places and whatever. But I'm going to be all over those places, Maine, New Hampshire, and in Massachusetts. Yeah, so I'm going to be there visiting family, my daughter. What up, Samantha Bailey? How's it going? I will be there next week. Your mother already bought her ticket. Now I just need to buy the one that comes back. Because I'm not getting stuck in that godforsaken place. So you better send me fucking money, Big Daddy. You better be sending me fucking money real good.
I got you, baby.
Your woman needs to come home.
I got you.
Because I'm not getting stuck in that place. As much as I love you, I love you, Samantha, but I'm sorry. I can't do it. It's boring. It's really boring there. It really is. I'm gonna have to go to the lake every day just to keep it real. Keep it. Something going on. The lake and Walmart. It's exciting. And a theater with two whole movies. I'm going up by Canada to Holton, Maine. So be prepared. What up to Greg Coster? What up to WHOU 100.1 in Holton, Maine? And what up to Jason Hill? I was 94.7 FM, Kicks FM in Monticello, Maine. What up? I will be there next week. So you better be ready to meet up with me. We got to collaborate and shit.
Right.
Radio people stuff. You wouldn't understand. No. Oh wait, you're on the radio. Never mind. Forget I said that. Forget I said that. I smoked too much pot. Anyway,
Look, I learned everything I know from you.
I'm trying to teach
which is
you
not much.
My young Padawan. Fuck you. Which is not much. I let you run the board a few times or something.
I appreciate that.
That's why you're the co-host.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. This is also my husband.
Hello, everybody.
This is your hostess with the mostest, Jennifer DeVoe. Forgot I said that. Didn't say that part.
No.
I had it in my head before I was going to go on the air that I was going to say this really great thing. I was going to be like, this is Jenny and the Muse. It's James Muse, a.k.a. JJ, a.k.a. the husband, a.k.a. Shadow Man. Shout out to Sasha George. Sasha George and Dilly Briggs.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Yes. And we've had a lot of stuff going on lately. Where would we go last? Was it?
With the characters.
Friday night. Friday night.
That was
Friday the
Catholic.
13th.
Right.
We went to Characters Bar in Pomona.
That was fun.
And a lot of people showed up.
Right.
There was a bar fight. It was cool.
Right.
People beat the crap out of each other.
No, it was one-sided. Come on now. One dude had black eyes, and the other one was like, okay.
It was okay. So it was a couple of Hispanic dudes who were like brawling it out.
Like he just uppercut, boop, 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 boop.
And one of them just had like, oh, it was bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great show. There was a lot of really good bands there. I can't think of the names of any of them. To tell you the truth.
So many bands. That's why.
There was a bunch.
A lot of
I ran
bands.
the door.
We-
Don't look at me. Infiltrator. I think that was one of the names of them, wasn't it? Infiltrator.
I don't know.
I don't know.
We run into a lot of bands.
I just work here. I have no idea what the fuck's going on. Anything else? Oh, you got Jellyfest coming up.
Oh, yeah, I'm going.
We got Jellyfest coming up. The husband's going to cover that. This July 27th. It's Green Jello. I don't know who that is. It's a band. Little Pig, Let Me In. No.
I don't know.
Remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
And they did the claymation with the wolf and the pigs and the stuff. It's them. It's
Right.
Oh, I missed that. I got to check that out.
dude, you got to check it out.
No, the
It's,
show is, the show is good. He has big live puppets.
Bill Manspeaker. What up? Shout out to Bill
Right.
Manspeaker. I'm trying to get him on the show, and please come on the show. Lead singer. That guy's badass.
Yeah.
He has a different band in every city.
Huh.
Like he has
good.
calls his group in a certain
Yeah.
area. It's like, I need you. I need my drummer. Boom.
It's like a hooker that travels.
What do you 800, he said? 840?
He's like 800, over 800.
800 band
Over
members.
800 band members. It was crazy. I was like, that's nuts. But it's just easier for him than flying around, like spending all that money with a bunch of people and stuff, and then you don't have to see the same people all the time and get disappointed by them and want to beat the crap out of them. And, they owe you money. You got to slap them around. You got to fly now. Like, fuck you. I'm taking I want my money now before I leave the city. Before I leave now.
Right.
Because I got to go to another band. Okay, so pay up. I couldn't do that. That'd be too much.
The mark of efficiency. I like it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, that's
he's a good dude. He's a good dude, but it's green Jello, so it's like green Jello, but they had to because of Jello Corporation, they had spelled it JELL-O, green Jello like that, and so they got sued, and so they had to change the name of the band to Green. It's still Green Jello, but it looks like it's spelled with a Y, JELLY, but it's got the umlaut over the top, which turns it into an O. I love how they still get away with it, but it don't got the dash. So screw you, Jello, and firing Bill Cosby. So what if he's a rapist?
But look,
And he
that's
drugs
bad
women.
for the, but that looks bad for the company, baby.
Really?
Come on, yes.
Really? Oh, come.
Maybe not our company, but other people, yes.
You mean he's not a full-on rapist?
I don't know. Maybe part-time. Who knows?
But he gives money to lots of charities. He's a full-on rapist. Didn't you know that?
I guess. I don't know.
He doesn't get it. A philanthropist.
Oh,
Full-on rapist. Get it? Come on. Jesus, she's no fun. He gives money to great all kinds of
full-on
charities
rapist.
and people. They said on there on Sunny. Oh, it's always sunny in Philadelphia.
Full-on rapist.
He goes, they said, tell him you're a philanthropist. Tell him that you do really great stuff, that you give money to charities and the poor, and you're just a good person, and you have a great job and stuff. And so he goes on this blind date. It's Charlie Day. He goes on this blind date with this Asian chick. And he goes, I work a lot. I work a lot. I do a lot of stuff, and I'm a full-on rapist, and and it's really hard sometimes, but being a full-on rapist is just,
He was about to say it right.
Yeah, and he goes, full-on rapist, and he's like, she's like, what did you just say? She's like looking at him all creeped out, like she's about to get, roofied, and she's all, God, what? People give to, I give to like to help people. I give to the poor, poor and the charities, and a full-on rapist. And she goes, oh, a philanthropist. Oh, okay, thank God. She got really scared, like she's about to get, taken into the back of a van and
It's a little
dragged
bit of a
off.
difference.
That was
Right.
a huge difference, but you know, like I said, Bill Cosby, one of the best full-on rapists I know.
Now I got it.
Ah,
Me too.
Sorry.
I was worried there for a second, but
Yeah, but he is really. It's a double entendre. Anyway, we're here with Gino Montesinos
Right.
at
Yay.
LA Talk Radio
Right.
in Sherman Oaks, California, and we are here to talk about your career,
Right.
your illustrious career in acting and directing and all the stuff that you do, commercials and voiceovers and
Yeah.
And Bears, oh
future,
my.
future projects and all of
Bears.
that.
Oh my! So, how did you get into acting? What brought? I mean, I see you are from L.A.
I'm originally from New York.
Oh, you're originally from New York.
I'm originally from New
Okay,
York.
cool.
Yeah.
What part of New York?
I grew up in Queens.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're a Queens boy.
Yeah. My dad was a graduate student at the time, and he was a PhD in literature, and he basically had to.
Ooh.
That's something.
And he basically had to go see great movies, and we had revival houses in Manhattan. So every Sunday he would take us, because we didn't have any money for a babysitter,
Oh wow.
to, in the 90s and the 80s, and I think they still have them now. They have, play old movies kind of thing.
Right.
Okay.
And his, I think he had to pick a time period, and he picked the 70s.
Okay.
All, like, Coppola and,
Good
Scorsese
stuff.
and stuff like
That's
that.
good
So,
stuff.
yeah, I wound up seeing a movie called Taxi Driver.
Oh yes, that's a great movie.
Yeah.
I love
with De
that.
Niro.
I know. I love Robert De Niro. It's a great movie.
Yeah, and my dad was basically, he was a teacher, so he asked me, so, me and my brother and my sister, who tell me, why did you like this movie? And I remember telling him, I said, Dad, I know that this was a movie, and he's an actor, and I don't particularly am interested in killing people, but I know he's an actor. I know he feels more emotionally than I do or you do. I want to do that job.
Right.
And
Oh,
I said, Dad, he makes a lot of money too, right? And my father said, yeah. He says, okay, now I definitely want to do that job.
Right.
Well, you look like you could pass for Italian.
I'm
Are you Italian?
Quarter Italian.
Yes, I knew it.
A quarter Italian. My grandfather is from Genoa. He's not even from
Oh wow, like Genoa salami and stuff.
France. Genoa salami.
Some good shit.
Genoa salami, Christopher Columbus.
That's how you know it's good. It's genuine.
Yeah, exactly.
I would say genuine, but genuine.
Yeah, my grandfather's from Genoa.
That's cool.
Northern Italy, and
Nice.
met my grandmother in Colombia.
Oh,
and then
Colombian.
My parents met in Colombia, and I
Good
was
Coke.
born in New York.
Sorry.
We are only one of the 90% of Colombians not involved in cocaine.
Oh, that's
Right.
That's good. That's a good thing. We like that. The non-cocaine Colombians. More money for the other ones.
That's funny.
Sorry.
Anyway, so that's how I became interested, and there was a wonderful program for children, children's theater. They had a unit. There was an adult theater called Puerto Rican Traveling Theater, founded by a Puerto Rican woman named Miriam Colon. And there was the Raul Julia training unit, children's training unit, and that's where I trained up, and just took dance classes, acting classes, all kinds of classes. And we were 9 years old up to about 17, 18.
Oh wow.
And then we were adults, and we go to adult classes. But it was a very special time. I think the city funded it, so it was very well funded, and it was pretty cool.
That sounds like you had a fun childhood doing that, man.
I did.
Right.
I was very lucky. My dad is a hippie, and my mom is very progressive. And
We like
Right.
hippies.
and
I like
We
hippies.
love, we're progressive.
I'm a
like that.
hippie.
yeah, and so they kind of like
Kinda
let me
age.
do what I wanted to do, and they wanted me to be busy, be busy so I wouldn't get in trouble.
Right,
And
because
so-
that's what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So I was in school from 9 to 3 p.m.
Right.
Take the subway into Manhattan from 4 to 8 p.m. and then take the subway back to Queens, 9 p.m., go to sleep, do my homework, go to sleep.
Right.
And so I was busy the whole time. And so I stayed at that. That's how I stayed at. God forbid if I didn't have that, who knows where I'd be?
Right.
You know, in jail somewhere because, kids get delinquents. You get
Just
in trouble.
your mind's busy. It's nothing that, you get bored and just any kind of thing,
Yeah.
You get caught up in stuff too,
You get
hang
caught
with
up
the
in
wrong
stuff.
people.
And I hung out with older boys, and the older boys can kind of like trying to act tough and everything to get you in trouble.
Right.
And so, I avoided all that just by getting into Shakespeare and, getting into classical theater. My background is more classical theater, believe it or not. And that really, one of the things that marked my childhood was a woman named Yvonne Cole, a Puerto Rican actress. And she was on Broadway doing Lady Macbeth with an African-American actor named Keith David. And he
Okay.
was playing
I've heard of that.
I've
Macbeth.
heard that name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a huge actor. He was
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
Macbeth, and she was playing Lady Macbeth. And I'm watching these actors of color. I'm 9 years
I've heard
old.
her name too, though.
Yeah, she's Jane the Virgin's grandma.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
a great actress from Puerto Rico. I think her film debut was in Godfather 2.
Oh, wow.
So she's been around
That's
for a long
hardcore.
time.
That's a-
and
yeah,
then
that's a lot.
she moved to New York to study with Lee Strasberg, and then
Heard of
she
it.
Another good name.
and then she became, that's her generation, and she came and taught us.
That's
Oh,
great.
And
Big name.
she's one of the linchpins of my career. That she said something really interesting. She said basically a white actor to get a part has to work hard. An African American actor to get a part, the same part has to work twice as hard.
Mm-hmm.
You're Latinos, to get the same part, you have to work 3 times as hard.
Damn.
So I'm paranoid personally, so I work 4 times as hard.
Right.
And that's what
I'm right there with you, buddy.
and that's
Fist
what,
bump.
and
Yeah.
that's what has sustained me. Why I've been a working actor for many years, because it's like I basically work harder than most people.
Right.
Not
Paranoia goes far.
Yeah, paranoia goes very far.
No, but hard work goes even
Yeah,
further.
I mean, I'm not a big believer in talent. I'm a big believer in perspiration. Like the Thomas Alva Edison quote.
But still, either you have it or you don't.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I've seen people that they tried to act, they could not do it. They really, because I did stage like theater
Sure.
in high school. That's what started bringing me out of my shell.
Yeah, De
You
Niro
know,
too.
as kind of as a
Yeah.
because I was really introverted and hard to believe.
Right.
As a kid, I was extremely introverted. So I just kind of sat in the back of the class and ducked my head down and just just kept to myself.
Look
so
at
I
you
know.
now. You're gorgeous. I mean, you're
Well,
just
thank
so,
you. Thank you very
so
much.
open and fun and fabulous.
Well, you have to now.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
It's entertainment. But I was like, screw it. I'm just gonna do it. I used to get so paranoid. I would be like, I'd be in front of the class and be like, oh, my hands are shaking.
Yeah, yeah.
I like trying to have I'm having a hard time just getting the words out. They want me to read, some friggin' Shakespeare, and
Yeah.
I'm sitting there going. So finally, my senior year, I said, screw it.
Good for you.
I'm just gonna try something. So I worked a little stage, and I saw people who just, oh God, yeah, no, they should not be in it. And I hope you really did go to medical school, and you weren't lying to me, because you would have made a much better surgeon than an actor. Thank you. Anyway, I was one of the only nerds to make it out alive.
I love it. It's definitely not for everybody being a performer, that's for sure.
No, but I think people like us are gonna excel more in these fields of because that's a goal of mine eventually, is to make our own TV shows and movies.
Yeah.
Because we have already several things that we're working on, like the concepts, the ideas,
Great.
So you would be a great character in some of those too.
Oh, I'd love to. Let me know.
Because if I can afford you.
Right.
I mean, if you work for cheese and crackers, man, I got a lot of cheese and crackers.
Strawberry and almonds.
I could buy you all the yogurt you want, Starbucks, whatever you need, man. I just don't know if I can pay you a ton. But it'll give you more experience. We'll be on YouTube.
Oh boy.
I need people of color in my productions. Sorry.
That's
Anyway,
funny.
so I saw you did a Kaiser Permanente commercial.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
that about? I thought that was crazy. I was reading down through the bio, and I was like, that's nuts. You did Kaiser Permanente. What'd you dress up as again?
I was a sculptor. I was a wood
A
sculptor.
wood sculptor.
A wood sculptor.
Hmm.
And
That's hilarious.
that was an Allison Janney commercial.
Interesting.
Allison Janney, she did the voice. She was like the voiceover person for
Right.
that. And I was just this, wood sculptor guy, doing his thing.
That's hilarious, though,
Yeah.
trying to sculpt from wood.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Hey,
I think that was the point they were trying to make.
Yeah.
It's like sculpting from wood. It just won't work. Sorry, I made hand gestures. Didn't want you all thinking something. Anyway, I see you do commercials though. What else? What other commercials have you done?
My favorite commercial that I did was it was a Comcast commercial.
Oh, okay.
And they shut down an entire wing of Ontario Airport just to shoot.
Holy crap! Really?
Just to shoot two of us guys.
Wow.
And I worked with two Oscar-nominated directors.
Damn.
And what was kind of interesting was that they spent maybe an hour on my hair. I have some kind of like a, believe it or not, kind of like an afro, and they made it into a sort of an Egyptian pyramid.
Your
Oh,
hair.
that's crazy.
And so I like to think that my hair got me the job.
Nice.
And so they
Nice.
pan the camera from camera right, camera left, and they shoot my hair, and I'm snoring. And
Oh,
then-
that's crazy.
And then
Wow.
the lead was an African-American actor, a really wonderful director as well. And he's just sort of trying
Who's that?
I forget. He's a working guy like me.
Okay, yeah.
He's done a lot of commercials. And,
At least you're still working constantly.
That's true. That's true.
That's good. I
Yeah,
know everybody can say that in the industry.
Yeah, to
That's
be
great.
blessed. To be
And I think
blessed.
this might actually be wood. Possibly.
And he was the lead of the commercial, and it was a kind of a funny commercial, something to do about Comcast and etc.
Mm.
That's cool.
Yeah.
No, you don't need to call me. Thank you. Anyway. No, you cannot reach out and touch someone right now. You can touch yourself, but you don't need to touch me. Anyway, I really should do that stand-up comedy night on Mondays.
Oh, you should. You're a
Right.
natural. My goodness.
I was thinking about I was gonna do that. I was like, I totally pussied out Monday. Either that or I just fell asleep because I was really high.
We went to bed.
I was really high.
Sleep.
Anyway, I smoke a lot of weed. I can't help it. California,
It's
some of these
all right.
people in Los Angeles just make you want to
stress you
go
out.
there. So you need to smoke a lot of weed. It's legal now. Just don't smoke it in public.
Yeah.
We're living proof of that.
Yeah.
I'm going to court next Tuesday. That's why I'm
Yeah.
not in Maine right now. Motherfuckers. Goddamn state of California. Tell me weed's recreational, and then I smoke it in public, and you put me in handcuffs.
Right.
Huh?
Oh, that's-
LAPD, you little bitches. Come say something to me now. I'm right here at LA Talk Radio. Sweet 410, bitch.
By the time y'all get here, we'll be gone.
I'll be out smoking weed outside in public again.
Baby, why'd you tell him?
I'm sure they watch our show. If they don't, I don't give a shit. I don't. It's funny because I come from law enforcement. My grandfather was a cop. My uncle was a cop. I have a brother-in-law that's a cop in Florida. He's a sheriff. Whatever.
Well, when I was telling you I was getting in trouble with bad boys growing up.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Half of us became cops. No, half of us went to jail. Half of us became cops,
Dang.
and I became an actor.
Right.
Dang. So were you the only one that did that? Ended up doing the acting thing?
Yeah. But
Okay.
but several of them became cops,
Okay.
and the other guys went to jail.
Oh,
And that's why I would love to see.
It's like that movie Mystic River.
Yeah, I would love to see in every school in America, every grammar school even, some kind of theater, classical
too.
theater
Me too.
related thing because I
For
work with
free.
for
Stop
free.
charging for everything.
I was Tony Plana's producer and one of his key actors. Tony Plana was the father in Ugly Betty.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He's been around forever. He's a really great actor, leader, Cuban actor.
Okay.
And I was basically in his production of Romeo and Juliet and Midsummer Night's Dream, and we traveled all through East LA, Watts,
Right.
South Central.
Oh, wow.
We went to San Antonio, Texas.
Dang.
We went all over the place, and I hired actors for him and blah 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 blah.
Right.
And he developed a curriculum in which he would teach. We would come in, we would perform, and then we'd sort of like an hour version, and then we'd come in as actor teachers and teach the next day about the play and stuff.
Right.
And apparently he tracked. We probably taught at least 5,000 students at least.
Holy damn.
And he tracked because he wanted to get funding, federal funding or something. He tracked the scores, and they were like markedly higher. I forget exactly, but it was like bam.
Oh.
And so, and I remember doing this one speech that as a college-educated Shakespearean actor, I didn't even understand. And then I went and I cleared every single word in the special Shakespeare directory. And I did the speech standing on the auditorium, on the chairs.
Okay.
This insane speech. And then the next day, and somehow I understood it, and then the next day, the kids explained to me what happened, and I said, "Did you understand what I was saying?" She said, "No." And I said, "Did you understand what was happening?" "Yes, your character was losing his mind."
Wow.
And then we had this entire conversation about losing one's mind and how you use literature to talk about life. And so I would like to see, sports and Shakespeare or some kind of classical theater in all the schools. I
Right.
think it would be well worth it.
It will be.
And music.
And music, too,
And
for
music.
sure.
Gotta have music.
And for sure.
It'll broaden,
I had some
broaden
awesome
everyone's
trips.
minds, children's minds. They need to explore everything, not just
hey,
one aspect of life.
I saw Les
Exactly.
Miserables
Not just-
on Broadway
Exactly.
because of my band class. I did 7 years. I played flute in band. We traveled and we did all the basketball games.
Nice.
And I was in marching band, orchestra band. Like if you don't do music is really essential. I mean, you got to have that kind of stuff. Acting, you need that. Like theater, you need sports. So kids can learn.
There's nothing wrong with well
Winning and
people.
losing. They need to learn how to not everybody needs a fucking trophy. I'm sorry. Your son sucks at football. And my son is incredible at football. It's not my problem with that. No, but you know what I'm saying? Like, my kids never played sports, please. My son sat on his fat ass and ate potato chips. Sorry, Chance. I had to put it out there. Now, my daughter's a cheerleader, though, for the football team. So, I mean, I think you need that kind of stuff to stay fit in school.
I think so. I would think so. And it's funny because part of the reason why I'm here to talk today is about a movie that I just did with Michael Shannon.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
Michael Shannon is a two-time Oscar-winning
I know
actor.
that name.
Two-time Oscar nominated.
I know that name.
Michael Shannon. He was in HBO's 451 Fahrenheit.
Oh, okay.
He was just nominated for his second Oscar the year before. It was a movie. He plays a sheriff. With James. Not James Franco, Jeff Bridges, with Jeff Bridges, a Jeff Bridges movie I think 2 years ago, last year.
Sounds
Michael
familiar.
Shannon's a really, really great actor. And also I work with a guy who, Lou Taylor Pucci, who was Best Actor at both the Sundance Film Festival and Berlin Film Festival.
Oh, okay.
One of the best actors I've ever worked with. And the reason why I bring it up is because it's about what happens when a parent abandons their children. And it's like this tragic comic tale of these two boys who basically descend into a hell of their own creation because they don't have any adult guidance. And it's a very sad story. And one of their, they keep getting into sort of criminal hijinks. And one of their hijinks is that they think that Native Americans are rich because they have casinos.
Right.
So
Okay.
they decide to seduce my daughter because they think I'm a Native American chief, so therefore I must be, have gazillions of dollars.
Right.
Okay.
And so they have this whole sort of game to entrap her, and then he asks for my hand in marriage and stuff like that. But it's one of the most interesting movies I've worked on, because it's almost like told in kind of like a dream state. It's not like A, B, C, D.
Interesting.
It's sort of told in this kind of dreamlike state, anchored with Michael Shannon's monologue.
Oh.
He has a monologue at the beginning and at the end of the movie.
Interesting.
And you get really sad, and you I'm not a parent, but you think about how important I'm an uncle twice over, and I'm always thinking now, it's funny, about what kind of legacy can I leave for my nephews, my nephew and my niece.
Right.
And it kind of changes you.
Oh.
And I highly recommend that movie for folks. It's really, especially if they're parents.
Yeah, so go see Poor Boy.
Yeah, Poor Boy is
Playing in theaters now?
Yeah, Poor Boy is playing in theaters nationwide, and it'll also be on video on demand starting August 25th. You can get it anywhere.
And it just
Amazon.
came out Friday.
Came out Friday, July 13th.
July 13th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and
so it just
it-
got released. Go see Poor
Yeah,
Boy.
Yeah,
'Cause it sounds like a really great movie.
yeah. You'll have a good time. It's really
I'm
really
gonna end up
interesting.
crying my freaking eyes out. I already
Probably.
know. I already know. I'm gonna bawl my head off. I
Probably.
seem like a badass bitch, but I bawl like a bitch. And,
Yeah, she
you know.
watch a movie. She tears up,
I was watching The Green Mile yesterday. I couldn't stop crying.
and she's seen it before.
Yeah.
I don't care, but I couldn't remember
Yeah.
all of it.
Yeah,
You know, it's been a while. And like I said, I smoked too much pot,
yeah. Yeah.
so I forget valuable information sometimes.
And go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, Poor Boy. I think it sounds like a really good movie.
It's a really, really, really good movie, and I had a good time making it. I mean, Michael was really, really generous, and Lou is one of the most unpredictable actors I've ever worked with. There's like no plan with him; he just creates on the spot, and it's pretty exciting. There's some deleted footage that didn't make the final cut with Lou that I just want for myself.
Oh, wow.
Because I remember working with him and how unpredictable things were happening, and it was even scary as a performer. I didn't know what was going to happen, and
Really?
it's some of my best work.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah,
You didn't know what was going to happen. That's crazy.
yeah.
Well, isn't this fucking a
Sometimes
script?
you can get too planned on a set, and it kills it. And,
Okay.
and what you're looking
Oh,
for.
that's true. You don't fully realize all the emotions and everything that you would be able to pull out of it if you did it like that.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then, other times you just kind of trust your partner, your scene partner, your director, and you just see what happens. And it's kind of like walking a tightrope. You don't know if you're going to fall or if you're going to fly.
Oh.
And I think Lou Taylor Pucci is that type of actor, and taught me something. You always learn from each experience that you do, and I learned to don't risk more. It was pretty
Right.
cool.
Like, don't be afraid to go there.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Which is
like
why
that.
I love your humor.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
you're not afraid to go there. It's wonderful.
No, not at all.
It's great.
Yeah, well, sometimes even when you want to go there, you can't because there's always fucking politics
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah, yeah. And
That's
the
bullshit.
another thing is I just finished working on Animal Kingdom.
Oh, yes.
uh,
Animal Kingdom looks like a really good show.
It's a killer
I
show,
wouldn't mind checking that out.
and they are not afraid to go there.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
I mean, they are shooting heroin on. They're shooting heroin on, and they're not glorifying it. It's quite ugly, which is what
Right.
I appreciate. It's quite ugly.
They're showing the real side of
They're
it.
showing the real side. They're showing, for people who are just involved in really nefarious activities, evil activities, you kind of look at them and see how lost they are. You know, how lost they are, and you feel for them. And I worked there playing a Brazilian, which is kind of cool. I'm very good with languages. I speak several languages, and they just brought
What's
me
your
in to
part?
play a Brazilian.
You're close enough.
Close, but it's
Colombian,
still,
Brazilian,
yeah.
close,
But the
kinda
thing
ish.
is, what I'm really proud of, actually, a little trivia, is I actually beat out Brazilian actors.
Oh, that's
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah, and then they hired
crazy.
a Brazilian actor to be my dialect coach.
Ah, that's
And
crazy.
that's one of the things that I personally
nice.
what I personally think is important, at least from an actor's perspective. I personally don't believe that, only a certain actor can play a certain thing. A straight actor can only play a straight actor, or
No,
a gay actor can only play a gay
I've seen
actor.
straight dudes play gay dudes.
I think we're all human beings.
And vice versa, I think.
I think we all human beings. We can all play whatever we want to play.
Yeah.
Right.
It's called acting.
It's called acting. It's called being someone else.
It's called acting.
And so, I had very few lines, maybe 15, 16 lines. I probably recited those lines several hundred times to get my accent perfect, to the point where I forgot about the accent, and then I was just that Brazilian guy giving the information to the lead.
That's awesome.
And then that's why they hired me, because I'm telling the story. And then just as insurance, they hired a Brazilian to just, to tell the director, okay, that take is okay, that take is usable. And I only missed like one consonant, one vowel.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then because I rehearsed so much,
Yeah.
And in a perfect world, and I certainly don't want to get into an argument with anybody.
Yeah.
But in a perfect world, I would love to see anyone play anything.
Yeah.
And I think that perfect world may have been created by Hamilton. Where Hamilton, you have African Americans playing Europeans, Europeans playing African Americans. I mean, you have it you just basically, and you forget about it. You just kind of go like, whatever. They're just telling the story about Hamilton.
Okay.
And I think it's quite brilliant, and I think it's, I went to a high school where we had 100 plus countries, and so we never
Wow.
we never talked to each
crazy.
other like, you're Caucasian, you're African American, you're Puerto Rican, I'm Colombian. It was never about that.
Right.
Jennifer, Camille, what is your name, sir? Sorry.
Oh, JJ.
JJ. That's
Right.
it.
Yeah.
It was like my best friend was Israeli, Jewish,
That's cool.
Pakistani, Muslim,
Nice.
and I was Roman Catholic.
Oh,
Nice.
And we never, it was always like a automatic respect of like, each other's religion and culture. Oh, you have to go home for mosque, no problem. Oh,
Right.
you have to go home for, Seder, no problem.
That's cool.
And then we just play basketball on Tuesday, which was never a holiday, and that was it.
Right.
And I wish the Middle East would be solved that way. Guys, play soccer, the World Cup.
Right. Something. Yeah.
And
You have a real positive outlook on life. I like that.
thank you. I
That's a good
appreciate
thing.
that. I appreciate that. I try to be positive, the best I can. I'm not Mother Teresa, but I try.
We
We had,
need more people like you in the world. Gino.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
We had friends of ours that were on Animal Kingdom.
Oh, nice.
Bam and Zenobia.
Oh, for real?
What up, Bam and Zenobia?
Hey.
Speaking of Animal Kingdom. Speaking of nefarious people.
Yeah.
They played prisoners.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
They
It's
should know that all too well.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
Just kidding.
No. Animal Kingdom. Here's a good trivia for Animal Kingdom. It's my third John Wells show. John Wells created ER,
Yeah,
I
I
remember Art.
thought I knew that name.
Yeah.
Okay.
created Shameless,
Ooh, I love Shameless.
and he created Animal Kingdom.
Oh,
Okay.
that's okay. Now that I know he made Shameless, also, I'm gonna check that out.
And this brilliant man requires that his actors be off book before they walk on set. And you get in trouble if you don't have your lines memorized. And that might sound really like, oh, isn't that the way all television shows are shot? No. No, you'll see people with going like this right while they're shooting. And so their attention is on memorizing their lines, so there's no activity here. You follow? Like I'm talking
Right.
to you right now. I don't have to have my lines memorized.
Yeah.
I'm totally engaged with you. You're totally listening to me and engaged. If you
Right.
put a camera right there, it's interesting. So if I was to start going like this, what do you think is going to happen? You're out of the shot.
Right.
Yeah.
Or even if I'm looking at you, but I'm not as free because I'm thinking about the line, there's some energy thinking about the line. It's not as
Yeah.
free. So he requires his actors to do that. Even William H. Macy, who's got tons and tons
Yeah,
of
yeah.
dialogue.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, a
now,
lot of
now you know why William H.
lot
Macy's
of
been
dialogue.
nominated for how many Emmys now.
I
and how
love
many
that
times he's
man.
won,
I love that.
Anyway, so that's kind of trivia for Animal Kingdom fans. I think it's really brilliant, and I'm going to require it on my sets as I start producing more and more.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
something to learn, something when we get into our productions and stuff
Right.
that, you have to learn your lines before you come on the set. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes
Well,
sense.
and
you
I
have to
just
study.
thought that was kind of like what you're supposed to do anyway.
But my darling, you're from
Like
the,
that
you're from,
days,
You're
huh?
from the theater.
Yeah.
That's a theater discipline. That doesn't exist here.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, in the theater?
Yeah.
Right.
I had another producer on NCIS LA tell me NCIS LA is a huge show.
Yeah.
And I was on it the second season, and I was
LL
changing
Cool J?
words. What's that?
Is that the one with LA Cool J?
Yes.
Okay.
He's a sweetheart, by
Just
the way.
making sure.
Fellow
I
Queens
had the right
resident.
one.
We
Right.
Queens people are
Oh,
nice.
awesome.
He treated me so nice. LL Cool J
That's
is
good.
awesome.
Oh, cool.
And check this out. The writer comes up to me and says, you changed your name. You said essay. I wrote essay. Hey, what are you doing, essay? You said, what are you doing, hombre? Or something like that.
Right.
Why did you do that? And I said, well, your character that you wrote for me is Cartel, right? Yeah. Essay is East LA.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you wrote a character that is from South Texas, but now you're telling him to speak with a Maine accent.
Oh, yeah, that'd be really stupid.
It'd be really, really, and he thanked me. And then he told me, we had lunch together. He says, I wish other actors were like you. And I looked at him like, well, what do you mean? He says, yeah, I have people come on set who don't even have their lines memorized. And I said, they're being paid so much money. Are you kidding me? And then he's like, no. And he was even talking about regulars, not you know, and not the particular one, you know, present company excluded. And then I realized, I said, well, tell your bosses, hire me.
Right.
I have no problem memorizing lines and doing my work, man.
Right.
You know, anyway, it was very surprising. So just to answer your question, no, it's not a tradition.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I always thought that you had to do that.
No.
I mean, like, that's how I always did it. And my daughter and I just did background acting. We haven't done, like, I mean, as far as, like, real, that kind of stuff goes.
Right.
But when I did theater, we had to learn all our lines before we could even come on stage.
Correct.
And, like, pages and pages. That's what helped me learn for sales jobs. Like, I did where you get up and do the presentation, you stand on a podium, and you, oh, look, this knife now, you know, carves through a tomato. After you did, like, through a hammer and crap. Yeah, I cut myself. Anyway. No, but you had to memorize an entire, like, 10-page dialogue of a script. It's your presentation to the crowd.
Correct.
And you had to learn this entire thing. That helped me to learn all of that information. Like, having that discipline helped me doing a lot of sales jobs. Because telemarketing, sales is the same thing. Is
Absolutely.
acting on the phone.
It's a role. Absolutely.
Okay, 'cause, I'm a damn good actor on the phone. I just need to get in front of a camera now. But I've had to memorize many scripts over the years, and it's like I don't know why they don't do that more. Even if it's just for that scene, like that day's work or something. You don't have to do it for like everything, but like just at least that day's work.
No, they
or
do.
something.
They do eventually. But what I'm saying is they do it on the set as opposed to being.
Yeah, they should
off
already
the
know
set.
it. They should know it before they come.
I came here knowing
That'd be
before
great.
I can. We shot out
That's
my
smart.
scene in 45 minutes.
Dang.
I did that on Hawaii 502.
Oh, you were on Hawaii 5-0?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I basically saved them probably $100,000.
Jeez.
Just doing that. Just doing that.
You've been on
because
everything.
it's basically like you do this, you do that. Okay, set up the camera. You're memorized. He knows what choices you're making. Shoot me this way. Shoot me this way. Move on. If the guy is every other cut, every other one cut. Instead of taking 45 minutes, you're taking an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, your average TV show is about $7 or $8 million. Figure that per hour is like $10,000 per hour, something like that. I don't know what $100,000 per day. No, my math is off. It's $1 million a day because it's shot out in 10 days. $800,000 a day, 8 hours is $100,000 an hour. So I don't know if I feel guilty. Of course, I have to be going on set totally, off book. I don't want to waste people's money.
Right.
But apparently, that's not a tradition. So anyway, I think John Wells is quite a brilliant man that he enforces that on his set, and I think the number of awards his shows have gotten speaks for itself.
Well, I figured out that since your name getting around, I mean, it's been around, but they know that you actually know your lines and stuff, you get more work because they know working with you, your lines.
Your lips to God's ears. I hope.
Right.
I hope.
I figure, man, that, sometimes, budget kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, well, you save some type of money, yeah,
Yeah, I think that's probably true. I hope more and more, obviously.
Right.
One of the things I wanted to talk to you is that basically I had been a director for a long time, and I've begun segueing into directing or expanding into directing. And, I'm glad, it means a lot that you said that I seem to be a guy with a good heart.
Right.
One of my, pet projects right now is a music video public service announcement that I just directed called Fallen Angel.
Okay.
And it's basically it's an anti-opioid.
Okay.
There's an opioid crisis happening in the United States.
Yeah, a lot of people are hooked on opiates right now,
A lot of people are hooked on opiates.
which is ridiculous because
It's-
make you sick to your
Yeah.
stomach.
I
It's just
went.
gross.
I went to get my wisdom teeth pulled out, and the first thing he gave me was a prescription for OxyContin.
Oh my God!
And
Why would you give OxyContin for a toothache?
He pulled out my teeth.
But still, you don't need OxyContin for
I-
that.
I looked
really?
at
That's
him-
going too far.
And what was interesting was he kept trying to
Push
Shove
it
them
on.
on you. Push them on you.
And
Yeah.
I told him, I said, "Sir, I've been sober for 17 years."
Yeah.
And he just went boom, right? And then he pushed ibuprofen on me.
Yeah. Okay. Tylenol is one thing, or ibuprofen, acetaminophen, whatever. That's one thing, but like going that's crazy.
Yeah, and I said,
Too much.
I don't even take ibuprofen.
That's
The
crazy.
only drugs I take is caffeine
Right.
and 2 cups a day.
Yeah.
And so, and then finally when I came back to check my teeth, he said, "Did you use any ibuprofen?" I said, "Of course not." "How did you deal with the pain?" I says, I don't want drugs in my body, sir. And it was like, it kind of, and that's before I got into directing the movie, but that really stuck in my mind.
Wow.
Like such a culture of drug abuse.
Right.
That's crazy.
And so our opioid crisis that's going on right now is bigger than it was in the 60s and the 70s during the Vietnam War. And one of the scariest statistics that I found was more people died in 2016, 60,000 plus, than in 16 years in the Vietnam War. These are combat soldiers in combat.
Right. Yes.
Okay? Less soldiers. I mean, that's like if you go into combat, people are going to die.
Right.
But we're talking about, U.S. citizens dying like nothing, all for profit? For a profit? I mean, are we that unimportant?
Right.
Is the bottom line that important?
Yeah.
You follow?
Absolutely.
And so, there's a wonderful artist, Soy Fabulous. She's out of Miami. She's a rock and Espanol artist, Latina rock artist. She came to me, and she's like, I want you to direct this video. But I said, I just don't want to do something, pretty girl, pretty boy, whatever.
Right.
It's not interesting to me. I want to tell a story. And between her and me, we realized that there were children who died of opioid. We had no idea because we're sober.
Yeah.
Right.
She's sober 12 years. I'm sober 18 years. And so we both had people in our lives, and the story that we make is basically our childhood friends, how they died with opioid.
Okay.
One died in her sleep, and another one on heroin.
That's sad.
And so we're telling the story, and I put up a lot of statistics, and people should see it. It's on YouTube now.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And anybody can, you just Soy Fabulous,
Great.
Fallen Angel. It's really, really important. And write your congressmen, write your
Right.
people, and I hope some huge artists like Lady Gaga. I would love to see like We Are the World or something like that. Some kind of music industry kind of summit to publicize this problem.
Right. Well, we want to thank you so much today. Unfortunately, it's only 15-minute broadcast. That just drives me nuts. I want to thank you so much today for being on the show, Gino.
Oh,
Yes.
You've been a great guest.
Thank you.
Gino
Thank you very much.
Montesinos
Thank you very much.
has been on today's
Thank you very
episode of
much.
James Real Talk on the Block, LA Talk Radio Channel 1. This has been a great interview.
Yes.
I have been like captivated
Informative.
the entire time
Thank you.
you've been talking because you just
Fascinating.
I've seen you before though on TV.
Yeah.
Like I knew
Thank
I
you.
knew you when I saw your pictures when she sent them to me. I was
Thank
like,
you.
I said I know this guy. I've seen this guy. So that's cool. At least I knew who the hell you
Thank
were.
you. Thank
So some of my guests, I'm like, huh?
You're fantastic.
Thank
Can
you.
you do stand up?
I need to.
Please. You're fantastic. You crack me up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I gotta do some of
You're
that.
really funny. You're very, very funny.
And if you ever want to throw a roll Jenny's way, I'm down.
I'm down.
I'd be down to make
I'll
$10.
write some for you.
No, I'm just kidding. Well, please, that'd be cool. I'd be down for that. We would thank you guys so much.
Yes.
And thank you
Thank
to
you.
Camille. From
Thank you, Camille.
Spot Up PR. I know you
Yeah.
don't want to be. You're off camera, but I'm still gonna say it.
It's spot of
But
PR.
that is
Thank
how
you.
we got wonderful Gino today.
Yes.
And thank you, my co-host JJ.
Hey.
JJ, thank you
Muse.
for your hospitality.
Pat myself on the back.
Go to play Jellyfest.
Oh, Jellyfest? Yes, Jellyfest.
July 27th at Malone's concert venue. Santa Ana, California. Youngblood Productions and a 517 agency present Jello Fest featuring Green Jello. With special guests Fate Destroyed. Satanic Johnny. The Mendenhall Experiment. Fracas. Also featuring Double Bloody Helix. Flock. On the Run. Grand Buffalo Station. Tickets available at AcropolisTickets.com. 21 and up. Don't miss Jello Fest. Malone's concert venue. Santa Ana, California. Brought to you by Youngblood Productions and Rock Rage Radio. We are everywhere.
Thanks. Anyway, I was talking to nothing. Anyway, little pig, let me in. Not by the hair of my chin. Go see Green Jello at Jellyfest, Jello Fest, whatever you want to call it. Go check them out.
That's gonna be good.
Yes. Was it on July 27th? So go check that out. That's this next Friday. Next Friday, a week from Friday. Go check that out. It's going to be a great festival. A lot of great bands. Malone's concert venue down in Santa Ana, California. Go check that out. It's going to be a lot of great shows. Go to the Youngblood Productions page. And I'm not just saying that because he pays me to be part of the
What's
Youngblood
up,
production
Nathan?
team. I'm sorry. I'm also part of the Youngblood production team. Sorry. Go to Acropolis Music. Acropolis Music. Go to get tickets from Acropolis Music Group. Go to Acropolis RPM on Facebook. Get your tickets for all the festivals. He's got a ton of shows coming up. Lots of great bands. A lot of the bands that were involved were also bands that were at the Vans Warped Tour. The Battle for Vans Warped Tour this year. So go check them out. A lot of great bands. And again, we want to thank you, Gino, for being
Yes.
on the show today.
My
This has
pleasure.
been
Jenny,
Gino
thank you.
Montesinos
Yeah.
on LA Talk Radio on Jenny's Real Talk of the Block. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Bye,
folks. Don't say goodbye just yet. Hold on one second. I got to say something. Next week will be Omar Valouz. Was it pop singer? He's pop? Yeah, pop. Pop singer and clothing designer. Did I get it
Okay.
right? Anything else? And actor. An actor. Yes. Awesome. Omar Valouz. He will be here next Wednesday on the 25th of July when I'll be in Maine. So he's going to be doing the show next
right,
Wednesday.
JJ.
Yes.
Yeah, JJ.
I got this.
This show has been produced by Get Real Global Entertainment.
Get Real Glow Entertainment.
I'm sorry, we're both part of
LLC.
that, but he usually pays for it. Okay, anyway, I know. I try to make some money and help. Okay, but this has been Jenny and the Muse.
The Muse.
We'll be back next week, or he will. Bye.
Gotta go. See you later.
I'll call in from Maine.
Right.
Irreverent, entertaining, cool. You're listening to LA Talk Radio.
Probably not. Sitting out that long.
Right.
You're listening to Jenny's Real Talk on the Block with Jennifer DeVoe, only on LA Talk Radio.